They said this wild, fluffy cat would never trust anyone. They said he was broken, too feral, too far gone. And for a long time, it looked like they were right. But to understand why what happened next shook everyone to their core, we have to go back to the beginning. His name was Titan, and the first time anyone saw him, he was crouched low in the corner of a shelter cage, his enormous, fluffy body pressed flat against the wall. He wasn't hissing, he wasn't growling, he was just still. The kind of still that comes from giving up. The shelter staff had tried everything. Gentle voices, slow movements, treats left just outside the cage door. Nothing worked. He would eat when no one was watching, he would drink when the room was empty, but the moment a human came close, Titan disappeared into himself. The volunteers called him untouchable, not out of cruelty, just out of honesty, because for 14 months, not a single person had been able to lay a hand on him. 14 months of the same routine. Cage cleaned while he hid under his blanket, food replaced while he pressed himself into the corner, the world moving around him and Titan moving with it as little as possible. Families came in on weekends, they walked the rows of cages, pointing and smiling. They stopped at the kittens, they stopped at the friendly ones who pressed their faces to the bars. They never stopped at Titan. Why would they? He was big, wild-looking, and completely closed off. One shelter worker, Karen, had been there since the day he arrived. She remembered the intake form clearly. Found as a stray, estimated age 2 to 3 years, no microchip, no history. Just a big fluffy cat with eyes that had seen too much and trusted too little. He's not mean, she used to tell visitors. He's just waiting for something he doesn't believe exists anymore. Nobody quite knew what that meant until the day Daniel walked in. Daniel wasn't looking for a cat. He'd lost his dog 6 months before, and his house had felt hollow ever since. His wife had suggested maybe it was time. He wasn't sure. He almost turned around at the door, but something made him keep walking. He moved slowly down the rows. A tabby kitten batted at his sleeve, a black cat meowed loudly for attention, and then he reached the end of the row, and he stopped. Titan was sitting in the back of his cage, perfectly still, watching Daniel with those sharp, cautious eyes. Most people looked away at that point. Daniel didn't. He crouched down slowly until he was eye level with the cage, and he just waited. He didn't reach in, he didn't make sounds, he didn't try to coax or convince. He just sat there, quietly, like he had nowhere else to be. Karen noticed from across the room. She'd seen 100 people do this with Titan. She already knew how it ended. But what happened next would change everything. After almost 4 minutes of silence, Titan moved, not away, toward. One slow, cautious step, then another. He stopped just inside arm's reach. His nose twitched, his eyes never left Daniel's face. Karen's breath caught in her throat. In 14 months, she had never seen Titan voluntarily approach a stranger, not once. Daniel still didn't move. He let Titan come to him on his own terms. And then, so slowly it almost didn't seem real, Titan pressed the side of his enormous fluffy head against the cage bars, right against Daniel's hand. Little did they know, this was only the beginning. Daniel adopted him that afternoon. The first week at home was cautious. Titan explored every room like he was memorizing escape routes. He slept under the bed, he watched from doorways, he kept his distance. Daniel didn't push. He left food at the same spot every day. He sat on the floor and read, just to be present without being a threat. He talked quietly to the empty room, letting Titan hear his voice until it became familiar. On day 9, Titan jumped on the couch while Daniel was watching television. Not next to him, just on the same couch. Daniel didn't react. He just kept watching. An hour passed. Then Titan moved. 3 inches closer, then 6. Then he curled up with his back pressed against Daniel's leg. Daniel felt something tighten in his chest. He didn't say a word. He just let it happen. And if this story is already doing something to you, if you feel that catch in your chest right now, please take 1 second and subscribe. Every subscriber tells us these stories matter. Hit that button and let's keep going. Because what happened next, nobody expected it. By week 3, Titan had a new ritual. Every morning, without fail, before Daniel had even opened his eyes, Titan was there. Not at the foot of the bed, not on the pillow, in his arms. All of him. That enormous fluffy body somehow folded itself against Daniel's chest every single night, and by morning they were tangled together like they had always been this way. Daniel started calling it the situation, as in, "There's a situation again. I can't move. I'm going to be late." He was never actually late. He just stayed a little longer every time. His wife watched from the doorway one morning, laughing quietly. "He chose you," she said. Daniel didn't answer, because something about hearing it said out loud made it hard to speak. Then came the afternoon that neither of them will ever forget. It was a Saturday. They were sitting outside on the porch steps, soaking in the sun. Titan was in Daniel's lap, on his back, all four paws in the air, completely exposed. The most vulnerable position a cat can be in. The position that says, "I trust you completely. I trust you with everything." A neighbor walked by and stopped. Is he okay?" she asked, staring at Titan's massive, sprawled-out body. "He's perfect," Daniel said, and he meant it in more ways than one. What they found in each other would stay with them for the rest of their lives. Because here's what nobody tells you about animals like Titan. They don't trust easily, but when they finally do, they trust with everything they have, every piece of them, every quiet morning, every heavy, warm weight in your arms at 6 a.m., every slow blink across a sunlit room. The shelter had labeled him untouchable. The world had written him off as too wild, too damaged, too much. But Titan hadn't been broken. He had just been waiting for someone patient enough to sit quietly and let him decide. Waiting for someone who wouldn't flinch when he needed time. Waiting for Daniel. Today, Titan lives exactly the life he was always supposed to have. He has a warm home, a soft couch that is absolutely entirely his, a sunny porch where he stretches out in the afternoons like he owns the sky, a family that learned because of him to slow down, to stop filling every silence with noise, to let love arrive on its own schedule. And every single morning, without exception, he finds his way back into Daniel's arms. Not because he has to, because he wants to, because somewhere in that big, cautious, beautiful heart of his, he finally believes it's safe. Some animals teach us patience. Some teach us to slow down and listen. Titan taught Daniel something quieter than all of that. He taught him that trust, real trust, cannot be rushed or forced or earned with tricks. It can only be given, freely, when the time is right. And when it finally comes, it feels like nothing else in the world. Do you believe that animals like Titan choose their person on purpose? Or do you think it's just instinct, just survival? Tell me in the comments.